Good morning, myself Dhruv Jha. Today we are talking about nutrition, mode of nutrition. So, in plants, so we can say that the process of taking in food and its utilization by the organism is called nutrition. So the various components of food are called, nutrients. These components are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, roughage, and water. First of all, we are talking about modes of nutrition. First of all, living organisms exhibit two modes of nutrition. First is called autotrophic nutrition and second is heterotrophic nutrition. First of all, we are talking about autotrophic nutrition. Auto, that means self. That means we can say that self first drops equal to nourishment. The mode of nutrition in which organisms make their food from simple organic substances is called, autotrophic nutrition. Such like some bacteria and all green plants are autotrophs. They are also called producers. Green plants use energy from sun in making food. So they are called phototrophs. So the process of synthesis of food by them, is called photosynthesis. Now we are talking about, heterotroph or heterotrophic nutrition, that means heteros, that means other. So the mode of nutrition in which organisms obtain food from plants or other animals is called heterotrophic nutrition. All animals and non-green plants are called heterotrophic or heterotrophs because they obtain their food from plants or other animals. So we are talking about autotrophic mode of nutrition in plants, such like photosynthesis. The process by which green plants make their food from carbon dioxide and water using energy from the sun is called photosynthesis. Photo equal to light plus synthesis. During photosynthesis, green plants prepare glucose from carbon dioxide and water. This needs green pigments, chlorophyll, which takes energy from sunlight. So glucose is used in the synthesis of carbohydrates, fats, NMO and proteins. So we can say that when carbon dioxide reacted with water and after that it also reacts from sunlight, that builds glucose plus oxygen. So conditions necessary for photosynthesis is chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide and water. This is, main four factor for photosynthesis of a plant. First of all, we are talking about importance of chlorophyll. Or what is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is the green pigment found inside chloroplast. It traps solar energy and changes it into chemical energy during photosynthesis. This is stored in glucose molecules. Second, the importance of sunlight. When sunlight falls on a chlorophyll, molecule, its energy is absorbed. This energy makes carbon dioxide and water to combine and glucose is formed. Third, importance of carbon dioxide in photosynthesis. So the cell of leaves get carbon dioxide through tiny pores called stomata. Stomata are present the undersurface of leaves and open into air spaces. Now we are talking about importance of water in photosynthesis. Water is obtained by the plants from the soil by roots, and it is transported to the leaves. So the vessels that transport water and minerals to the leaves are called xylem vessels. After that, green leaves. The food factories of plants, it is known as photosynthesis occurs in green plants or green parts of the plants, mainly the leaves. So we can say that, the structure of leaf shows following features that make it a suitable place to carry out photosynthesis efficiently. Such like the leaves are flattened to have large surface area to obtain maximum sunlight. They are thin to allow sunlight to reach to all the cells of leaf. They have large air spaces between the cells to allow carbon dioxide to enter. So leaves have a network of xylem vessels that run through their veins. So they supply water to all the cells for photosynthesis. So leaves have tiny pores called stomata on the surface. Carbon dioxide enters the leaves through stomata. Now we are talking about functioning of stomata. That means opening and closing features. Stomata open into a small air cavities inside the leaves. Each stomata is guarded by two kidney-shaped guard cells. There are stoma. So, each stoma is guarded by two kidney-shaped guard cells. The stomata let the carbon dioxide from atmosphere and enter the leaf for photosynthesis and release oxygen formed during photosynthesis. Now we are talking about synthesis of nutrients from glucose. Plants synthesize only the glucose, a simple carbohydrate, through photosynthesis. This simple carbohydrate is used for the synthesis of other nutrients of food like complex carbohydrates, amino acids, proteins, fats. Complex carbohydrates, that means sugars and starch, and fats are synthesized from simple carbohydrates. Sugar is transported from leaves to different parts of plants through phloem tubes for immediate use. So it is stored in the form of a starch. Amino acids are made by simple carbohydrates and nitrogen. So proteins are formed from amino acid. Now we are talking about the other step of nutrition. That means heterotrophic mode of nutrition in plants. Non-green plants like fungi, some bacteria, and some flowering plants are without chlorophyll. They cannot synthesize their food by photosynthesis. Like animals, they depend on green plants for their food. Therefore, heterotrophs are organisms such like plants or animals which cannot manufacture their food and derive it from green plants or other animals. So their mode of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition. In Hindi, parjeevi. So based on method of obtaining food, heterotrophic plants may be parasitic plants, saprophytic plants, symbiotic plants, insectivorous plant. First of all, we are talking about parasitic plants. So, non-green plants that obtain their food from some other green plants are called parasitic plants. The plants that provides food is called the host plants. The parasitic plants absorb food from the root or the stem of host plant. So they develop special root-like structures which enters the host tissues and reach the vascular bundles. Some parasitic plants are total parasites, while others may be partial parasites. So total parasitic plants completely depend on the host plant for their food. For example, dodder and apodanthus. So, and partial parasitic plants have green leaves and can synthesize their food. So they take water and minerals from the host. And second type of saprophytic plants, that means saprophytic plants or saprophytes. Often they are food from dead or and decaying plants and animals. So they release digestive enzymes on the decaying matter or animal, etc., etc. So these enzymes break down the complex organic compounds into simple ones. So these simple organic compounds are absorbed by the saprophytes, fungi such as bread, mold and mushroom, and some bacteria have saprophytic nutrition. So we can say that it's all are saprophytic. Third is symbiotic plants. So when two organisms live together and share shelter and nutrients, so their association is called symbiosis or symbiotic relationship. And the organisms are called symbiotic. So they mutually help each other. Certain fungi live in the root of plants like pines and oak. So the plant provides nutrients to the fungi, and fungi help the plants to take up water and nutrients from the soil. So such type of symbiotic relation between higher plants and fungus is called mycorrhiza. इसको mycorrhiza बोला जाता है. So roots of leguminous plants such like gram, moong, urad, peach, beans, etc. have nodules. So a bacterium called rhizobium lives in these nodules and convert atmospheric nitrogen into soluble nitrates. So these nitrogenous compounds are used by leguminous plants such as rhizobium cannot make its food. So it gets its food from the plant. Thus, leguminous plants and rhizobium have a symbiotic relationship. Lichens are symbiotic organisms in which an alga and a fungus live together and derive nutrients from each other. So the alga is green and autotroph. It makes food for both by photosynthesis, and the fungus provides shelter, water and minerals to the alga. 4 is insectivorous plant or partial heterotroph, such like we can say that insectivorous plants are green plants. They can make their food by photosynthesis but trap and digest insect to meet their nitrogen requirement. So these plants grow in nitrogen deficient soil and have devices to trap insects. So the example of insectivorous plants are pitcher plants, Venus flytrap, sundew and bladderwort. These are some types of plant. After that, pitcher plant has long pitcher like structure hanging from the tip of leaf. So it has a lid which can open and close the mouth of pitcher. So the inner surface of pitcher is hairy. When an insect visits the pitcher for nectar, the lid closes. The insect is trapped and entangled into the hair. So digestive juices is secreted in the pitcher and insect is digested.